All you need to start a YouTube channel is a phone. You can do this yourself. So for this video, we are taking you on a magical adventure all the way from our home to Coachella Valley for a Google Pixel event. We're going to film the whole thing with our phones, show you how we do it, all that stuff, and take you along for the adventure.
But spoiler alert, we're actually on our way home. Things got a little bit chaotic while we were there, but we're going to take you along. And because we're the Mach-E vlog and we do EV YouTube road trips, we're going to do a little bit of that as well. So let's rewind to the beginning of the day.
Let's go. And now let's say, let's go backwards.
Oh,
blah,
goes
blah,
left.
blah, blah.
Or goes
Blah, blah.
I don't know.
Oh, we are kicking off this day trip on the road in kind of a gloomy area, but we're going to the sunshine. We are recording with our phones and a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to tell you guys about in a little bit. But first, let's get the stats. What's going on, Patrick?
So we're not going to go full in detail and do a lot of the road trip stats that we normally do on our road trips, but we started off at 100%, said about estimated 250 miles of range. That's been adjusted down because I plugged in our destination. We're going up and over the mountains to get to Indio, where we're going, and using Google Maps. Now, one of the cool things, not just with a Pixel phone, but with Google Maps, Android Auto, and the Mustang Mach-E combined, is that it can estimate the range, tell me where my charging stops are, and all that good stuff. So like if you look over here, it's saying that we're going to get there in 1 hour and 53 minutes. It's 88 miles. We'll get there at 10:29. But it's also saying like we're at 98% battery now, that when we arrive, it's estimating that we'll be there with 64% battery. And if that was, you know, if we're going to like Las Vegas, it would tell me where I would need to charge along the way. But just nice to know that it's like 64% battery. That means we should also have enough range to get back home. So we're doing a nice long, you know, 170 mile day out, 4 hours of driving, and don't need to charge. We just come right back home and charge at home, which is one of the great things that we love about the Mach-E and our other EV, is that we have so much range for just around town. We're not even doing around town. We're crossing the mountains. We're going out to Coachella Valley. So really excited.
All right, so I'm going to try to show you guys how we're doing this with our phones. Here's the mount up here, and the way to connect the mount is actually on the back of my phone. I'm using a different phone to document this, but did you hear that click? And it's still a Pixel phone, so hopefully you can see that. It just clicked in there, and now this thing is like completely locked, which is awesome. We're using this back camera because it has the most stabilization and the highest image quality. And the way that I'm going to activate that, and let's see if I can do this with one hand, is somehow I'm going to press the button on my watch to say, this is hard to do, start the camera. So it just started the camera in my phone, and because that phone is connected to my watch, it's connecting to this one. So you can see a preview of me, and this is going to be hard to do again. You can see Patrick over there on my phone, but we're actually in picture mode and we haven't started yet. You can see that there. So this is a Pixel Watch. I'm sure you can do this with Apple Watch and iPhones, whatever, but it's just a cool way of using technology to make this stuff easier, because otherwise, how do you know what you look like or if everything's happening? So it hasn't started the camera yet, so it sort of prompted me. So I'm gonna move my hand again and show you switching to video mode. So I just tap the button, switch to video mode, and then if I hit record with my nose, that worked out well. So as you can see, we're recording over there. I'm recording, showing you what that looks like. So that is the way that we do this. Switching cameras now. That's the way that we do this with our phones. We've done this before for a video. I think we were in a Mercedes EQS,
Yeah.
and we weren't able to have that many cameras with us. It was a really quick trip. So that was an easy way that, like, we're on a trip. We just had our cameras and one little mount. And you can see that we're using mics right now. So these mics, you can connect them directly to the phone, but we kind of lost the little connector because we end up using different cameras often.
You can connect one via Bluetooth, but you can't do two via Bluetooth. You have to have the adapter. And we're going to try to use these as just our backup audio, we always try to have like backups to audio.
Always have backups of your audio.
Um, but I think you can actually tell it to start a video with your watch as well. Like you can tell it to open the camera app and then start a video.
I just did.
No, I meant like
Uh,
with your voice.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you can too.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, I should have just done that with
instead
my.
of your nose, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
okay.
but the nose knows, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Normally you're not. It's just easier to like. Yeah, I get it, but that is another option.
Should we try it right now?
No, I'm good. um, yeah, it's. I don't know if I mentioned this, but also another cool thing with Google Maps. Going back, I'm just like I like
We're
to.
jumping all around.
Yeah, the Google Maps part. Before I left, I was checking traffic, and we could go another way that's like about 31 miles more, but it's all freeway. We're going to take the windy road over the
Ooh.
mountains. So it's literally only like 2 minutes. It's actually 2 minutes longer to go this way, but it saves 41% of my energy. It's
Whoa,
41% more efficient to do this. So it's
that is a
really
lot.
neat, and I'm really appreciative that Google is sort of like calculating that out, because normally I might have just said, not even really looked at it and said it's about the same time, I'll go the freeway, um, just because there's more services and bathrooms and whatnot. But like telling me that it's going to save 41% battery, I'm like, well, that's awesome, and it also justifies a curvy mountain road that I'll
Yeah,
enjoy.
I was gonna say we get the scenic route for 2 more minutes, and then on the map it shows you a little leaf, right? Isn't it like green
Yeah,
with
it
a little
shows.
leaf?
Yeah, it's the more
Yeah.
efficient route. Yeah, it's gotten really good. It also has like the ability to, especially like when we go up to the LA area, that we want to prefer carpool routes. So
Mm.
then it'll actually put us in the carpool lane. And in a lot of places that might not matter because it's basically just like an additional lane. But there's some places in LA, especially going through the interchanges, where you do like basically a different flyover, and if you do the carpool route, you could potentially miss your exit. So um, it knows that and will like tell you like, hey, get out of the carpool lane now because otherwise you'll miss your exit and that type of stuff. So it's just gotten really good. It's like still the leader for me.
And I'm checking cameras just because I put the mount up, and I think hopefully I didn't cut you off too much. Ugh. No, no, no. Driving comes first. But like I said, I'm checking the. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm checking the camera on my watch. I think everything's good. We're gonna get some B-roll with my Pixel phone, which is what we do anyways. We always use our Pixel phone for B-roll. It's just really easy. Oh, these cases. We've used these cases always before a lot, but they have these little finger loops. So there's just too many phones right now. So they have these little finger loops, and it means that like Patrick is hands free.
We get 10 miles, 11 miles of
Of hands free,
freeway.
and then you got like loopy doop
Yeah.
fun. So this is really useful for like if I'm sticking my hand out the window or whatever, and just like stabilizing. So I really love these cases, and it's on both of these, and that's how it's connected to that mount. So this thing is the same. Just creator tools. If you guys have a favorite thing that you like to use, a case, a MagSafe, whatever, leave it down below, because I know a lot of us do YouTube or videos or just like stuff for our families and capture memories.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this today is like, even though we're doing this for YouTube, and we're putting the video out on YouTube, I know a lot of people want to document their trip just for their family. So some of these tips are a lot more useful. When we're doing our full blown, YouTube get up, we may do some different cameras and stuff. And like most people aren't going to do this, but literally you could do this. Basically, all we're doing is adding a nicer case and a nice mount, but everything else is like just using the pixels. So it's really very easy, and even the mics, like we could even show the difference between mic
Yeah.
quality. This is where these mics sometimes do really well because there's a lot of noise from just traffic.
There's a lot of ambient noise, but we also have voice isolation on our Pixel phone. So we're going to be testing that
Comparing.
out. Huh?
Comparing.
Comparing and testing that out. Should we just do it right now? Like we'll say this is just a voice isolation section.
Oh yeah, so we'll do
A voice isolation at highway speeds where we're just going to keep talking and we're going to take off these mics. It's always good to have as a backup. Like you said, always have backup audio. One of the things when you're connecting your mics to a device is that is going to be the singular audio source. So if anything happens with that, if there's a drop or if the connection is bad, then that audio source gone. So it can be kind of useful sometimes. Like we're just recording to these mics and nothing else, and we're just recording on the phone. So we have these two audio sources that we can.
And that's your voice.
That's my
just
voice.
Voice isolation.
Sorry.
I need to have somewhere like this. Now it's my voice, so you can see the difference.
And we'll turn it on and off so it's not only isolated.
And then now we can switch back to that, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Actually, we may use whatever for, I don't know. We'll put little icons, I
There'll
guess.
be icons and you guys will know when we turned it on and off. But like that was a section. You can say more things.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't know what else to say. Like, normally, like one of the things we do on our road trip videos is we'll show you the scenery a bit. So because we have another camera running, we run additional cameras. So you might want to get some of the fog.
I'll do that. It's kind of beautiful.
Because it's actually really interesting. And then that's something else, like a lot of times we're running two cameras and it's very easy to synchronize. And the way it works is most of the editing software will synchronize it not based off of like the view, because of course it's different views, but they synchronize the audio. And they generally do a pretty good job. Now we're going to come out of the fog. They generally do a pretty good job without doing anything extra. But one trick, like if you're having trouble getting your audio to sync, is like you can start recording on your two different audio devices and then clap like twice, because that creates the spikes, and then you can it can more easily find it.
Yeah, you can visually align it in a lot of apps and you can use the software. I'm glad you told me to get some B-roll because we are out of the gloom. We're into the sunshine. It's so weird. We went from like 50 something degrees. We're going to 100 degrees. So let's just show you some of the route. Shall we stop now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We don't want to go too long. We're going to have a fun day and show you Pixel Springs.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to say these brewmate things. We got this for doing Blue Cruise summer road trips last year. They are so good. And my liquids are still cold. It's been like 100 degrees for like what, 4 hours?
Yeah, 11 to 3-ish. And the reason why, like I said earlier, the reason why we're sort of doing this like out of order is when we got there, we thought we would like park, and when we parked, we would sort of film a little bit
Yeah.
and sort of wrap up our EV road trip, which by the way, I want to bring up, like we were like 30 miles away and Google Maps was saying we would arrive at 66% and we were at 67%. I'm like, there's no way we're doing 1% battery in 30 miles. Well, we ended
We
up getting,
actually did.
yeah, we got there at 65%. And when we left this morning, it predicted 64%, but it was a lot of downhill. So we did a lot of regen. It actually went up and then went, back down. But I thought that was really cool. Right now we're heading home, and again we're going to go the shorter route. It says we'll arrive home with 29% battery.
Oh,
Um,
I should film you because I do that.
if we go the long way, it's actually now, because of traffic, it'll be about 15 minutes longer. And it says we'd get home at 11% battery. So this is obviously the better route. It'd be that 2-lane road going back. But yeah, we pulled up and they had like valet parking. I was like, no, I want to film. And there was people coming behind us. So we like sort of really just had to grab our stuff, and we were not really sure what any of this was. Oh, I got to turn left here.
But you know the stats now, so you know how that day trip went, and it's not like we were gonna charge. So really, you can drive pretty far on a day trip. Like, I don't know, Palm Springs feels far.
Yeah,
It's
well, we're
interesting.
south of Palm Springs. We're very close to Coachella, where the actual stuff was going on. And a lot of people are like, "Are you going to Coachella?" I'm like, "No, we're just going to this and going home."
Well, and interestingly, a lot of people came for this Google event, which is so awesome. So by the way,
We weren't paid.
we were not paid.
We were just
Not paid
invited
for
to this
anything
event.
here.
We thought it'd be a fun opportunity,
So fun.
because we are truly Pixel fans. We've had Google Pixels before they were Pixel. Before this, they had Nexus phones. So I think we started like at Nexus 2.
6P.
We had the
The
Nexus
last
4,
one.
Nexus 6P.
Yeah.
And then Pixels. And yeah, we absolutely love like all of the features. A lot of people give us a lot of grief because we don't have an iPhone. We had an iPhone for a year. We tried it out and switched back. Video quality is great on the iPhone. So, kudos to them. But I believe Pixel's matching that, especially with some of the video boost. But yeah, we're not like intentionally
Oh no, it's
pitching
like
this, but we're like, we really do enthusiastically like Pixel phones and the Google ecosystem.
yeah. So we really have to tell you, we're not incentivized by Google. Wouldn't that be great? Google or Pixel. We're not even in Team Pixel. They have like a group of
An
influencers.
influencer group,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're not even in that. Also, would be great, but no, we just really like the stuff, and we like sharing stuff that we like with you guys. So, also, just by the way,
But you did get the free phone for the
oh
accessibility
yeah,
review.
so I'm a trusted tester. So Google has these trusted tester programs, and the one that I'm in, and I've been in for, I don't know, 6, 7 years or something, is for people with disabilities. So I have mobility disabilities. I keep checking that everything's recording on my watch because I can't check a camera, but I have mobility disabilities, my legs, my fingers, things like that. So I've been a Google Trusted Tester, and what that means is that they will sometimes send me a device or packaging or whatever, or get my opinion on things. They'll do a study with me and tons of people around the world to get our opinions based on our accommodation needs or whatever. So they're not just making products for people who have hands that function the way you would expect, which is really, really awesome. They do it for neurodivergence, for auditory impairments, like all that stuff. So have a look at like Google Trusted Test or whatever, and see if you qualify and if you can join in, because I think it's a great program. And so that's why I have a phone. I have two
And the
Pixel
second
phones. Yeah, and I was able to select the phone that I wanted, so I could have picked a Samsung, but I love Pixel. So that's why I have two. But why don't we tell you a little bit about this event, because it was so fun. And there was a really good DJ who had a lot of copyright music.
Yeah.
In fact, sorry, just
Well,
jump in.
because it was YouTube music.
It was YouTube music, and Patrick did what's it playing now?
Now playing,
Now
because
playing.
the Pixel will keep track of like songs that it hears. So like the whole day it was like listening, and it makes it basically like a playlist, or a listing. And then I just said add to playlist, and now that's my Pixel Springs playlist. That as soon as we're done recording, we're gonna hit play and listen to
And
all the
enjoy
same.
it. Yeah, and we'll link it down below. So if you want to listen to all the music they had, you can come along for the ride, even when we can't play the copyright music for you. So super fun. They had the valets. We go in, and then they had like little smoothie bowls, and you could make. They used Gemini, which is the AI, Google AI. You have ChatGPT, all that stuff. So they used Gemini to like come up with different mixtures that you
mixed
could do.
flavors.
Yeah.
The idea was to layer them, but we got there and they hadn't frozen yet.
Yeah, we
So
were
mine
obviously
didn't
early.
come out great.
Yeah, and also you had to go like all out. So I
Yeah.
went all out.
And yours
Mine was pretty
looked
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, they had one called like Electric Avenue or something.
That's the one I
Obviously, we had
tried to
do
get,
that.
but mine was like electric blurred lines.
Electric brown smudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also this other Gemini feature, which Patrick has already tried, which is like you can use the phone and point it at something and it'll like give you information about it.
It's basically interactive AI. So it was really loud there, so I couldn't, it was really hard to hear it talk back to me. But if I would have had my buds, I could have done it. But it was like pointed at a bag, and then I was like, okay, would that go good with Liv's outfit? And it was like, yes, it would bring out the green in her hair. And
Is that what it said? I couldn't even hear. That's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's just rolling out now. I haven't really used it much because it is just rolling out. But we did want to mention something because you guys may not know this, but when we do our thumbnails, a few times we've been we want both of us in the thumbnail, but there's only just us. So how do we do that? Either we do the big selfie thing, and it can be not the greatest if you're trying to get some, add some text in there.
Or get a whole car.
And get the whole car. So we've done the Pixel Add Me, and we've done it at meetups and things like that. That's great. But for the thumbnails, so we did that with today just to play around and sort of show you, and maybe that'll be the thumbnail for this. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the best photo. It got really hot. It was like 100 degrees, and I'm just not prepared for it. I know we did like 120 degrees last summer, but we've been like 50, 60 degrees, so I was not ready for that. So we hit a lot, but if we do use that photo, you might notice now, you'll have to let us know if you can see which of our thumbnails have been Add Me, because it's always weird because you like take the photo without another person with you, and so we each take the photo alone, sort of
Sorry,
thing.
we're just gonna have some fun.
And I'm like, I hope my phone doesn't overheat because it was really hot there. So that is one thing with Pixel phones, is that in the past they have overheated quite a bit, and this one so far has been really good.
Yeah.
The Pixel 9
The Pixel
compared
9
to the other ones.
Pro XL has been really good.
Yeah.
And I hear the Pixel 10, because it's going to be the first full native Google chip.
Oh.
So that
might
work.
want that.
If it's not $2,000
I
because of tariffs.
know. So while Patrick enjoys the drive, I was like gonna show you guys B-roll, but you know what? You just stuck looking at us. What else did they have? Oh, so they had this like weird sculpture thingy, which reminded me of Itch.io, our favorite band.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you guys won't get it, but we will. But they had like a Pixel phone attached, and you could do this with any phone, but I've seen some really interesting filming styles on YouTube before where people like attach their phone to a ceiling fan or to a kitchen shelf or whatever to get a cool angle and then go about their day. So you don't always need fancy equipment or whatever. You can make your own tripod. So they had the Google phone like stuck on a weird silver thingy, and then we both took photos with it, which was fun. And then they had someone making art, making fans, airbrush art. So I'm Liv Shaka, so I got one of those. Man, Patrick, you're having a great time.
Yeah, well, we got a passing lane, and I wouldn't mind getting past this person, so I'm not impeded by
the slowness.
They're
not
that's
too
why
bad.
I just caught up to them, but
we had someone on the way down who was very, very scared. So they were like 20 miles an hour. Obviously, cool things about the car is when we were done with the whole event, Patrick started it, and I know a lot of cars have this, so it's just like a lovely modern feature that you can start your car and get the air conditioning going.
Yeah.
And the heat.
and I just, if it was nice for us, but I'm sure it was nice for the valet that ran down the hill to get the car.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to get the Venmo to tip. Dang it.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, sorry, valet. We'll find it out.
Because I had to, I gave my valet ticket, and then I had to run to the bathroom and all of that stuff. So anyways, I was being nice, and then I didn't tip.
But other things about the event, it was really lovely to meet other creators. Some people, like a lot of people weren't going to Coachella, so it was really cool that Google put this on so people come to the area and like vibe with each other. And it's a really lovely creator who came all the way from Montreal just for this. So it's cool to see what people are doing and what kind of content they're sharing. But do we have anything else that we want to share, or do we want to let you just enjoy?
I'm just enjoying the drive. You guys can keep chatting.
What are we going to chat about, guys? You want
within the speed limit.
Within the speed limit. I say we stop because I'm going to make sure everything's all good, and we'll catch up with you guys in a bit. That was a really lovely drive. I know we drove out to Palm Springs not that long ago for the Ionic 5 drive,
Yep.
the XRT, and you went a different way, huh?
Well, we went the long freeway way, uh, mostly because there was like a bit of bad weather at that
Oh,
time.
right.
So this time it was nice to be able to do that. Um,
I
but
think we got to do that again in other cars.
yeah, I really like that drive. And we're going to get back. We decided to add Valerie's Mexican food, I think it is, where we're going to go.
Tacos.
Tacos. We're going to get tacos before we get home.
Tacos to go.
Um, but the estimate from Google Maps was a little bit optimistic. It was going to go down, I believe. I think it said we are going to get home at 29, and then it was 26. But now we're going to Valerie's, which is 23%. So overall, still love using the Google Maps integration built into the car. Been enjoying using the playlist that we had created. It was just like we were just back there. But overall, noisy motorcycle. Overall, like I just think the cool thing is I think we're doing like 180 miles today or something like that, 190 miles, and it's just like you leave home, you're charged, you don't think about it, you don't have to stop and get gas because you got to go to work the next day, or it's like you plug in, like we're gonna plug in and let it charge.
And we often found when we lived in Colorado, it's hard to judge miles. At least I found that. I think you found that too, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say to someone, you can go from here to there, then that's really helpful. So in Colorado, it was often like, well, I see a Mach-E in the distance. The tri-by tail light, you always see
Yep.
that.
I see it.
I wish we could show you guys the front, but we didn't bring another mount. We do have one though. We should have done
Oh, I
that.
should have done that.
Yeah, we should have done that to get the picture in picture, but we'll do that next time. We
Right
have
there
done that
now.
with the phone. Yeah, there's the Mach-E. What was I saying?
The mileage. So like we would
Oh yeah.
we would tell somebody that it's we'd stop at 180 miles to charge, and I'd go like, wow,
Huh?
that's it.
Yeah.
But then I would say we stopped in Glenwood Springs to charge, which was 180 miles. And I go like, wow, it made it all the way to Glenwood Springs. I was like, yeah, it's 180 miles.
And here in SoCal saying, well, we went to Palm Springs and back and we would never even think of charging. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can go to Palm Springs and back in a day with no worries.
We're
So,
gonna get to Valerie's with like 57 miles buffer.
oh, nice.
And this is,
Awesome.
again, it's sort of like, this is like one of the lower range cars, lower range versions of the Mach-E, because it's the GT Performance Edition. So this is 260, like the 2025 Mach-E rear wheel drive Select Premium gets 320 miles of range. So
Which you just recommended to someone. I can't remember who it was, but like it's cool how there's so many different vehicles for you, even in the same lineup. So if you like the Mach-E, there are a bunch of different trims, and you can pick the right one for you. And it's actually extra cool because like while we were there at the Google Pixel event, our friend called us, and she is buying an EV right now. So we're gonna talk to her. We're like, wait. She's like, what do you think of this, this, and this? We're like, let's talk.
yeah,
So we get to see what she buys. She really liked the Equinox.
yeah. There's an
So-
Equinox behind us, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, black. Nice. Looks awesome.
But yeah, we knew this was going to be a bit of a different video. Part of it is EV road trip. Part of it is like you can film, and yeah, we talked about the Pixel because that's what we have and love. But really, a good Samsung, a good Apple iPhone, they're all pretty darn great for making videos now. You don't need to go buy the extra cameras. It's nice to have, and we can give you recommendations down below. We have like all of our filming gear. We're sort of migrated to DJI for a lot of the action camera stuff, as well as the Pocket 3 is just fantastic.
I'm going to tell you why, though, actually. Okay, you might think that GoPros are really great, but they overheat a lot and they're really, really buggy. So the DJI action camera is like a GoPro, but it's really good. And then these mics.
Oh yeah, DJI mics.
Yeah, the DJI mics. These are the 2 versions, so the mic 2s. And they automatically connect to the action camera, so the GoPro version, and to the Pocket, which is that weird little thing that you might have seen us walking around with.
And two at the same time, which is unique.
Perfect for us. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not unique. It's just rare in video audio world. So
Yeah, you don't need mics. You don't have to have them, but good sound is always great. So that's a cool add-on. But really, you can do a lot of this with your phone. We've had iPhones before. We had them for about a year. If an iPhone is for you, that's totally fine. But we actually had the same cases with our iPhones. So the Peak case, literally, we had the exact same one. I want them to come out with better colors. Peak did send these to us. We're not incentivized by Peak, but they sent them to us. Actually, we might have an affiliate link. I don't even know if we do, but we love them. Had them with iPhone, had them with every Pixel phone that we've ever had. Mounting system and finger things. So this was a weird video. We took you along for the journey.
one other EV thing, because people will go like, well, how long does it take to charge when you get home? And I'm like, I don't know, and I don't care, because we're going to go home. We're going to get home at like 6 o'clock maybe. I'm going to plug in. We're going to brunch with family tomorrow. Wow, that was a short light.
Really short.
The car, maybe it'll be done at 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m., maybe 8 a.m. Do I really care? I don't care.
It'll be done before we need it.
Yeah, exactly. So basically you can get about 22 miles of range per hour plugging in at home. At most home systems, it varies a little bit. But if you do need to calculate, like if you have a 200 mile per day commute, you might need to like figure that stuff out. But for the most part, if you're commuting, long story, but I may have almost had to commute 100 miles a day. Going to avoid that, I think.
We might share more.
Or should we? Yeah, or maybe we already have, because I may do something next week. Anyways, 100 miles a day, it's like, okay, so that's like less than 5 hours of charging.
You might not even have to charge always.
Yeah, and I may charge every other night or whatever. Anyways.
So when we planned this video, we were like, oh, we'll show you guys how we film, because we want to take you along for this Google Pixel event. Going to Palm Springs is a lovely day trip. We want to share day trip videos with you. And by the way, if you have a favorite day trip in your area, share it down below, because one, it's cool for other people watching, and two, it's cool for us, because maybe if we come visit. But anyways, we were like, oh, this Pixel event is in Coachella Valley during Coachella. Obviously we'll be stuck in a ton of traffic, right? Somehow there was no traffic.
No traffic at all.
But we were like, oh, we can share another myth bust. You guys probably know this, but some people might not, that you're fine in traffic in an EV. So like going on a day trip, we've heard people say before, like, well, what if you're in an EV and you're stuck in traffic? You're just gonna run out. And you guys, say it with us, like the slower you go, the better it is for your efficiency and your range. You're gonna be fine in traffic. You're using whatever tiny percent for
and I was trying to illustrate that, because on the way back we went a little bit faster just to prove a point.
Oh, yes.
Just to prove a point that we were going faster and our efficiency went down. Yeah, of course, yeah. So it was like, just for you guys, we went a little bit faster. Our efficiency was lower on the way home, and we did affect our efficiency because we really had the AC cranked after being in 97 degrees, which, by the way, now it's 70 degrees.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna go get some tacos and let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining us for this video, in which we went on a little day trip from Oceanside, California, all the way to Palm Springs, Coachella Valley.
Technically India. We didn't go to Palm Springs, but somebody will correct you.
The vicinity of Palm Springs. Have you watched that movie, Palm Springs? It's really fun.
Okay.
Also, there's a TV show.
We should go.
You should say down below. Also down below are our patrons right here. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and our channel. Your support means so much and allows us to get things like these cool mics, these cool phone cases, these phones, everything that we use to create. You're awesome. And also our YouTube members. Thank you so very, very much. And what else?
I'm ready for tacos.
You're ready for tacos. So on that note, oh wait, there's more. I'm so sorry. That's what I was going to say. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, because that's how we get to go to things like that Google Pixel event. The reason that we got to go to that is for your support of us on our channel. Appreciate you so much. Now you can go. So just remember.
Oh, it's like go the back way. Oh, it's going to a different one. Oh,
what?
Sorry.
Where are we even going?
I don't know. I got to cancel.
So now know that whatever you drive, whether it's the right route or not, to Palm Springs or India or whatever, enjoy the ride. Bye.